I have been playing around with trying to get myself doing some compost here. Now, I've been trying to collect horse manure as often as possible. I went forward with the idea that I'd be collecting it every day, but in all reality, it's like maybe once a week I'm going into the horse pasture and collecting stuff as best I can with a wheelbarrow and adding to the pile that I've got going on here. And what we've started doing is I'm making a lot of compost in the house. I've been bringing compost out and adding it to the horse manure pile. So right here, this is what I've got going so far. This is our pile. And I feel like where we are right now, I need to do something a little differently, because what we're bringing in from the house versus what I have for horse manure, the house I feel like is starting to over compete with the amount of manure we have. So I'm not, how can I say this? I'm not collecting enough manure to keep up with this table scraps that we're putting in here. So I'm trying to keep that balance. And anyway, right now at this point, what I'm going to do is just leave the horse manure and not add any more table scraps. But what I've been doing with this so far is, when we started here, everything was like dry as can be. I'm talking like desert dung. I don't know what else to say, but I mean just super dry stuff. And this is what I started with, just a pile of nothing but really dry stuff. And I started wetting it down, just really wetting it down to the point to where, I mean, I put gallons and gallons of water on this stuff before it started absorbing it. And I do it until the water started coming out. And you can't really tell now, but I mean, I've dug it up and thrown a bunch of table scraps in there. And there's a lot of stuff that's in there that I know is starting to do what it's supposed to do. Now, it's like 94 degrees right now. And this is, I mean, right, temperature-wise, it's 94 degrees here for me, but this is reading just over 100 degrees. So it's not in the active zone yet. It's not in the hot zone, but it is starting to formulate some heat. Then we come over here and we're at the garden, and everything that I've got right here, these piles, is just everything that's been accumulated from cleaning out the aisles in the garden. And a lot of it's just old debris, plant debris, and it's soil that came from pulling up the roots. And what I've done is I've started a new pile. My temperature pretty much reading the same thing. It's like this one's a little lower. I started this morning, but it's under 100 degrees. And I'm gonna start throwing my table scraps in this. And every time I throw table scraps in this, I'm gonna grab a couple of shovels from here, throw it on there, and just start getting this going. So I've used a little bit of the horse manure already. I think that stuff's fine. But this stuff's gonna take a little bit more work. But I'm getting them in motion and just getting these things implemented and in place. So that's what I got for today, guys. Thanks for tuning in. See you tomorrow.